Ed Cohen here at State Farm Arena in Atlanta, Georgia, bringing to you Big 3 Championship Inside the Fire, an exclusive all-access look behind the Big 3 Championship game. In the next hour, we'll go behind the scenes and bring to you never-before-seen footage and audio as Power met Trilogy for the championship. And for the first time, the co-founder of the Big 3, the one and only Ice Cube, is mic'd up. So sit back, relax, and enjoy as we bring to you Big 3 Championship Inside the Fire.
The champ is here. The champ is here. The champ is here.
I'm just getting started. I'll be here all day.
We focus, man. Trying to be the first team to go back-to-back. Now it's time to take advantage of it. Big 3.
You deserve this moment. You worked so hard all season long. This is what we wanted when we started, when you made a commitment to stay together.
Chip game, baby. You know what time it is. That's what we're here for. Started the season, we wanted to get here. Now it's time to get busy.
That's what we're here for. Go, dog. Go, come on. 50 points. Let's go. 50 points. This is my domino partner.
Oh, yeah, y'all get down like that.
Yeah, he put me down. So, me in the club, domino.
Championship Sunday in Atlanta, Georgia. The Big 3 Championship presented by Microsoft. Power trying to win their second ever championship against the defending champions, Trilogy. Here's who's on the floor. Rosters brought to you by PNC Bank. Katino Mobley, lone holdover of the Power team that won in 2018. He wants his second ring. Trilogy, Jim, they've been here before. Captain James White with some great players as well from Jersey. And Earl Clark and Isaiah Briscoe. Let's do it for a championship in Atlanta. Earl Clark get the game winner in the semifinals. Johnson, no.
But I like the initial play, which is a switch to get Johnson down low for a shot. Both misses. Johnson with a closer shot. That time Mobley with the miss up top.
Isaiah Briscoe,
yep.
Yes, first points there.
Yeah, listen, we had an interview set up earlier for Isaiah Briscoe to talk, but he wasn't going to do it. And you know why? Because he said he's been focused a while. This is where the size comes in. Now, again, not a huge screen, but a deterrent enough for Amir Johnson to get and clear enough space for Briscoe to get that shot up and in.
Glenn Rice, push shot not there. Tap to Mobley.
Smart.
And Cat with the bucket.
But smart. I mean, Royce couldn't get it. White, he couldn't get it, but he knew he could get his fingertips on it enough to tap it out to Cat, not getting that 15-foot jump shot.
Briscoe not there. Johnson one arm with the finish off the rebound.
You talk about how are you going to contend with the size once the shot goes up, because if you're in scramble mode, you can't get really rooted into the legs of an Amir Johnson there, and if you don't do it, he's going to make you pay it. Speaking of which, a three-point shot and foul that time by Earl Clark. Let's take a look at it. Again, when you start to lunge like that, your body's out of control. Now, Glenn Rice Jr. did pick up the knee, and that was more his initiation. But because of the lunge, body moving forward, that's what the official saw, and Rice Jr. gets the call.
So in the Big 3, if you're found shooting a three, you get one shot for 3 points. Glenn Rice nails it.
Money. Shooting practice.
Tie game at 5. Earl Clark had a rim out. Rebound Rice.
Yeah. Whoa! That boy bad. Don't let him get high. It's over. It's almost like transition basketball to get out behind the three-point line before the D can get set. You can find yourself getting the easy shot. Look at this. Now, Briscoe is giving up a little size, but not strength to Glenn Rice Jr. that time.
Like, he's 6'3". How strong is Briscoe?
But his lower body is strong. That's what makes it so tough, because his power comes from his lower body. And now, the legs, but then watch the shoulder. When he drives into Glenn Rice Jr., he puts his shoulder into his chest and creates enough space. But this one is just a drive right here.
It's whacked by Mobley. Isaiah Briscoe, The three-point shooting, not his strength, but 19 points per game because when he gets to the rim, he's nearly automatic.
I'm going to tell you something. Is three-point shooting part of DeMar DeRozan's strength? You know what I'm saying? But they know how to score the ball.
No doubt.
And they know what they don't know, so they're not going to force a lot of those shots. If they're open, they'll take them. But Briscoe knows this is where he makes his money, is getting his opponent deep in the paint.
Earl Clark on the fade. Halfway down, missed. Rice, quick clear, misses the three. Power 8, Trilogy 7 in this Big 3 championship game. And two coaches have already won a ring. Nancy Lieberman in 2018, Steven Jackson last year. Briscoe denied, but a late whistle, and he's fouled.
But that's a case, too, where Glenn Rice Jr. got to be a little bit more disciplined. Okay, if Isaiah Briscoe wants to shoot the three, okay, close out short, force him to shoot it over the top, but he committed too soon and went for the pump fake, and that just gave Briscoe what he wanted, which was a drive to the basket.
Now, Jimmy missed his last free throw, Briscoe. That's so important, especially in the Big 3.
Well, it comes down to this, and we talked about it before. They've lost some games where they didn't convert, meaning Trilogy, from the free throw line. Okay? You make those free throws, again, it's 1 for 2. You're able to capitalize off of not only that, but then when you get yourself in the penalty and late game situations, that can put you closer to your ultimate goal, which is to win the game.
Mobley going to work. Fade away, in and out. Rice kept it in bounds. Mobley hit the game winner in the 2018 title game in Brooklyn. 4 to shoot. Glenn Rice Jr. going baseline. The scoop's denied by Clark. And a shot clock violation.
Now here's where the change of pace comes in after we see this block by Clark. TJ Klein has now entered the game. Just keep an eye on his activity off the ball, whether that's moving and cutting to receive passes for layups or jump shots, or just keeping the ball alive offensively off of rebounds, taps, things of that nature.
Jimmy, TJ Klein in for Power. They go deeper to their bench than Trilogy does. Briscoe nails the three off the dribble. 12 to 8, Trilogy with the advantage, and Briscoe with 11 of their 12.
Not often, but effective. Isaiah Briscoe will step behind the three-point line, square it up, has confidence to knock it in.
You're watching the Big 3 Championship presented by Microsoft.
Okay. Hey guys,
How we gonna play regular?
guys, we're fine. You guys are playing hard. No problem.
We knew that we controlled Glenn Rice Jr. and limited Patino Mobley open shots. We had a great chance of blowing them out.
We just gotta keep our composure, right?
This is not great right here. I've seen this before, been there as an older gentleman, to sit down gingerly, to stretch out the back, and hopefully it's something that the trainer can work on. It looks like Glenn Rice Jr. on the sideline right now is moving around.
So Rice, Klein, and White for Power. Backdoor, White not there.
Hey, back door. All right. Hey, if you pick up, you got to pressure the pass. When he pick the dribble up, pressure. So he can't make that back door pass.
Earl Clark over Rice. Klein coasting in for the board.
Yeah, the little things that TJ does, that time just pursuing the basketball, could have easily been picked up by Amir Johnson.
Good thing he dished it out. They hadn't cleared.
Right.
Rice with the teardrop.
You notice that a lot of times, too, when you have an injury, it doesn't bother you as much when you're on the offensive end of the court.
And he's got his hands full now, chasing Briscoe. Big screen. Johnson held up by White. Able to bank it in.
Wow. Man. Amir is strong. He's always good around the basket.
Trilogy, a 9-2 run.
How about Nicholas Kiedis-Vili coming into the game? He can play a huge role for Power to walk away with the dub. Can he impact the game, rebounding the ball, provide a little challenge to Amir Johnson?
Oh, look out.
Hey, I like it. I like the physicality.
Yeah, it's about time. Time for it to get chippy. This for the chip. It's the best time to get chippy when it's for the chip.
And on that side of it, too, Briscoe's like, yeah, I know you're taller than me, but I'm not going to allow you to post me up either.
Same story here. Klein, drop step, and the finish.
Oh, and he gave him the too little side, too. Now, I guarantee you, after that exchange with Briscoe trying to come back at somebody.
2-point lead for Trilogy. Rice nearly at the steal. There's Briscoe, thought about it. Earl Clark, 4 to shoot. Lost it, but he's fouled. And it was on the way up, so he's going to get a 2-point shot.
But TJ Klein, this time, using his size. I'm not going to say overpower Briscoe, but oversize him, so to speak, at the end.
If they were forcing Briscoe to switch on Rice doing pick and rolls, I think we would have been a little bit more worried because it would have been one-on-ones with Glenn Rice and Briscoe on the block. And that's a little bit more something that we have to probably change up our defensive strategy for. But they wasn't even doing that. They were posting up other guys. And I was just tell Briscoe, there's no need to fight them. Stay behind them, hold them up, and make them shoot little hooks or fadeaway jump shots.
Bring it for the rest of the game because they do rely on him to score.
Well, and that's a smart move because an offensive foul that time at DJ Klein, but Trilogy is very short, really short in backcourt in regards to you do have D-Hawk, David Hawkins, and James White, but they're not point guards. So why not wear into the legs and force Isaiah to have to guard you and spend a lot of that energy on the defensive end. So they're very smart, Scout.
Ankle breaker. Clark over Klein. Off the mark. Trilogy by 4. Rice doubled, knocked away, got it back. Skidishvili, 1 to shoot, denied. And can't get a shot away. Great D by Amir Johnson.
That was, but good hands, deflections to disrupt what Power wanted to do on that offensive possession.
By the way, Klein and Briscoe, the big matchup at the moment. Klein with 2 fouls. If he picks up another, he's going to have to sit the rest of this first half. Briscoe launches. And Skidishvili, former 5th pick in the NBA draft 2002 with the rebound. Glenn Rice, pull up over Briscoe. Got it!
Tough shot. I mean, Briscoe was right in his face. But Glenn Rice able to maintain his concentration, follow through. Almost got a steal right there from Briscoe.
It stays with Trilogy, 10 to shoot.
Well, watch the defense here. Isaiah Briscoe did the right thing, gave him space and then contested up top. Tried to put a hand in his face, but then Rice laser focused.
Earl Clark rises, misses. Rice with the rebound.
Oh, nice.
Klein, runner's good, and Power has retaken the lead.
An example of get the rebound, clear it, and attack quick. You get a high percentage shot, and that time TJ able to hit that runner.
Briscoe throws it away. Klein didn't have to clear. The steal in the bucket. Timeout Trilogy as Power has put together an 11-4 run. 21-18 Power here in Atlanta. And we're back in 30 seconds. For Power, TJ Klein leading the way.
But it's always, you try to figure out how to bring energy off the bench. TJ Klein has been able to do that all season, not just offensively, but defensively. He's brought the spark, he's sparked the fire. Again, this team operates a lot differently when TJ is in the game. A lot more movement, the ball doesn't stick, but his energy is infectious. Hence, you see the difference with Power now that they're in the lead, and as all the results, lot of it has to do with TJ Klein in his play.
He's out there with Rice, Skidishvili, Earl Clark. Nice shot of the timeout with the bucket.
A little isolation play. They knew they could get the switch, and Skidishvili not able to stay right in front of Earl Clark.
Earl Clark, Big Three Defensive Player of the Year. On the switch, Rice, backdoor.
Oh.
Klein did it deflect off him. It's going to stay with Power.
No, Trilogy. TJ Klein right at the end got a little piece of it. Let's see right there.
James White, the captain, launches off the mark. Clark, second effort, the three is good for Earl Clark.
Well, when you have Earl Clark, you can spell and give Isaiah Briscoe a little break. Because if you look at the lineups right now, it's not like it's Cuttino Mobley in the lineup from a point guard position. Earl Clark can handle some of the ball handling responsibilities.
Cats got the board. Jim, Earl Clark with the last 7 for Trilogy to retake the lead. Klein, shot clock's at 5. Klein against White, 2 to shoot, the fadeaway off the mark. 23-21 Trilogy, defending champions. Earl Clark sizing up White, attacks, spins, fires, almost got the bounce.
Yeah, but I'm surprised Clark didn't square up and knock in and just shoot the first shot off the dribble, and penetration by Briscoe kind of made that offensive possession a little bit harder than it needed to be.
Pulled the chair, gets it back. Briscoe, no. Clark, yes. And we've hit the break in the championship game.
That's the best move there is in basketball. Rick Mahorn said he got it from Wes Unseld. Really? Said Wes Unseld taught him how to do it. The pull in the shaft, there's nothing better. No.
You're watching the Big Three Championship presented by Microsoft.
The Big Three on CBS Sports is sponsored by American Home Shield. Keeps your home up and running and your budget on track. Learn more at ahs.com. And by Fubo TV. Watch live TV and sports. FuboTV.com.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Love you for that.
Thank you, always.
Well, the music of NLE Choppa on Championship Sunday in Atlanta. Ed Cohen, Jim Jackson, Brian Scalabrine with us as well. A 4-point game at the break for this championship.
It is, but you act like you know these songs right here. You was over here bopping a little bit to Choppa, but it's been all good. I see. But what we expected, a competitive game. The size of Trilogy starting to rear its head a little bit. It'll be interesting to see the adjustments that Nancy Lieberman makes at halftime to kind of negate that a little bit.
Oh, Trilogy, they've ridden Isaiah Briscoe all year long. Again, a strong first half for their leading scorer.
Well, you're not going to stop now. I mean, because he's been able to set the table offensively for Trilogy all year, whether that's knocking down shots, getting the ball to the basket, attracting the defense, kicking it out to his opponents, to his teammates. And you see where Isaiah has been successful. He's knocked in, 3 there, but you want to force him to play on the perimeter if you do, because if he gets down here, he's going to put the defense in all kind of problems.
Big Three Edition is powered by Microsoft. So Briscoe at 12, Trilogy's 25, Earl Clark scoring 9. Power led by Glenn Rice Jr. with 11 of their 21 points, and they're the 2 stars in this one, in this championship game. Earl Clark, the great length on both ends of the floor, fades away. Off the heel to Rice. And Briscoe at the touch, but enough contact. First foul of the half on Trilogy. This is winning time, and these are 2 teams that have been here before.
That understand, I think the team too to get to the penalty sooner. Because again, the rules are if you get in the penalty, you make the free throw on a shot, you retain possession. So that gives you an opportunity to double up from a scoring situation. That's why I say don't settle for jump shots. Do this. Put the ball on the deck. Start to rack up those fouls early, because from a strategical perspective, that benefits you in late game situations, that you're now able to get yourself to the free throw line and potentially retain possession on the make.
Royce White, 6'8", one of the best passers the Big Three has to offer. Off the mark. Rice couldn't tip it out. Johnson wide open, denied by Rice. Rice Jr.
Don't beg for a call. Get up off the floor.
He could have easily stayed down. He was upset. He did complain, but then he got up just in time to take away what should have been an easy shot and finish for Amir Johnson.
Go back to last week. He had a block of Murphy when it was 49-48 in the semifinals. If he doesn't block that layup, it's over.
Well, again, game-winning plays, and a lot of times he's not making a shot. You talked about the game last week. Okay, you get that block. That's a game-winning play that allowed his team to utilize that as momentum to ultimately win the game.
Clark sneaks in for the board. Briscoe wants another crack at it. 5-point game, 30-25 trilogy with the advantage in Atlanta. White denied.
Guys.
That's the defensive player of the year for good reason.
I'm telling you what, but he's able to guard the perimeter guy and slide his feet, but then more powerful, maybe shorter. Royce White, he's able still to absorb a lot of that shoulder contact that Royce is trying to give to create space and still have the length to block the shot.
5-point game. We're back in 30 seconds after this. He's got the rings with the Spurs, with Trilogy. He's looking for a third on that.
Third.
Earl Clark fires. Won't go. Rebound Rice. Bodies tumble. Offensive on Glenn Rice. And Nancy Lieberman not pleased. He's laboring.
Rice Jr. didn't really extend the arm as much as I think Briscoe kind of got, well, right there, but that was a little fake too by Briscoe too, so he got away with it. We've seen some more physical offensive fouls called, but the motion with the arm and then Briscoe falling back prompted the official on the sideline to call it.
Jimmy's their best scorer, but how's Rice looking physically?
A little limited with that. If you ever had a back issue, you know the mobility challenges that you face. Particularly this, you're talking about running and jumping, you know, and trying to finish through things like that right there.
Around and through it. He's got a chance at three.
You got to go to work if they want to win. Glenn Rice got to do it.
You fight through the pain. You do what you can. And this time able to gather himself, go through two defenders and put himself to the free throw line for an old-fashioned three-point play.
Had that block earlier, and now this potential and one. And coupled with Trilogy missing their last 7 shots, got for now a 3-point game.
Real quick, too, while he's on the free throw line, shout out to Jerome JYD Williams program during the school year. Gives scholarships to kids in digital education, including financial literature, mental health. Since 2015, the program has given out $10 million in scholarships to HBCUs. Shootingforpeace.com. That's JYD, www.shootingforpeace.com. See, the Big Three does a lot more than just put on games. They affect and touch communities.
The Junkyard Dog out of Briscoe.
Speaking about Junkyard Dog, Briscoe has a lot of dog in him.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of fight.
He scored 17. Trilogy's 32. White pops for 3. Too much. Rice waiting. He'll fake. Now step out. Nails it. Hold that stroke. It's a one-point game.
Right? Neither team can kind of separate themselves. It seems like when one gets up a little bit, it has momentum. The other kind of figures out a way to get some stops and kind of fight their way back in. Again, that's why they're the two best teams right now still standing. Their ability to close the gap in games where it seems like they might not be able to. Bring the fire.
Nancy Lieberman brings the fire. Here are the rules. You can challenge a shooting foul. If the defense gets a stop, no points.
Shouldn't use it here. Should save it. Should have saved it. It's only a one-point game.
Briscoe loves to go left. He does. Can finish. Advantage defense.
Well, and even that, Glenn Rice Jr. was kind of retreating a little bit. That allowed Briscoe to get closer to the rim. But watch the size play a little more of a factor in favor of Rice Jr. to kind of contest that left-handed shot by Briscoe.
Star comparison, Rice has really taken over since the break. With 19 now.
Wow. Wow.
Almost from 4. Clark against Cat. Earl Clark. Tough shot, rattles it in.
And you got to know what Earl Clark, when he starts to pat the ball, put it on the deck, it's a rhythm dribble. If he doesn't go quick, he's trying to find his rhythm in order to create a little space to get that shot up. And that time in the corner, it was very successful to get that up and over Patino Mobley.
Trilogy, 34-31 lead. Rice drives and will shoot a 2-point shot.
I'm telling you what, playing hard. Still dealing with that, but you see some guys would maybe be hesitant to drive because they don't want the contact, they don't want to hit the ground, they don't want to feel a little bit of the pain of landing, but that's not the case for Glenn Rice Jr. He hasn't backed away at all.
Number 1 pick in this year's draft. Power pegged him early, knew he'd fit perfectly, and he's carried them the last few weeks. Free throws good. Again, Jimmy, a 1-point game in this championship. Briscoe rips through, scoop, too much, and a foul on White against Amir Johnson. And boy, the physicality since the break has been full steam.
Well, you knew that was going to happen. Again, each possession is worth more because you're on the back end of the game. So you're going to value that, and you're not going to allow your opponent to have anything easy. And this time, Amir Johnson gets away with a push on Glenn Rice Jr. But again, as players, you got to understand how the officials are calling the game. You got to make your adjustments. If you're going to complain, that means you're going to take yourself out of the play, which opens up an offensive rebound opportunity or something else for your opponent.
Missed free throw. Those always hurt. Klein stripped off his foot. It's going to stay with Power. Oh, no, Trilogy gets it.
Yeah. Not really good spacing that time for Power.
Look at Briscoe probing. Spin and score. So Power a couple times is close to within 1, but Trilogy's answered and keeping the lead here at 36-33. Glenn Rice sitting at 19-10 since the break. Clothesline, no foul. Johnson, no, but he'll get another 2-point shot on the foul by Royce White.
Yeah, Earl Clark got away with a little grab on Glenn Rice Jr. Again, it didn't result in a call. It was a turnover, which gave an easy opportunity for Amir Johnson that time.
You made the point earlier, the foul situation. Trilogy now with 4 as a team, Power with 3. We've got a long way to go. This guy's been near automatic from the field, nearly 70% shooting for big 6'9" Amir Johnson. And give him the 2-point free throw. In Atlanta, Trilogy by 5 for a title. You're watching the Big 3 Championship presented by Microsoft.
Oh, man, Trilogy looked tough. I think Power got to keep playing. They got to play through those calls. They're starting to get involved with the refs a little too much. We'll see if they can come back. Trilogy defending champs for a reason, y'all.
Briscoe fires too much. White pulling the jersey out of bounds. It's going to stay with Trilogy. At the Scouse point, Briscoe just let it fly.
Well, you can shoot a 2 and allow your size, as we see here, to give you another opportunity to capitalize off a second possession. So when you have size inside and you have Briscoe that's going to attract a lot of attention, when the ball goes up, the higher percentages that either Clark or Johnson can get a hand on it to extend the possession.
Rice, easy 2. This he made it look easy. Ends an 8-0 run, and Power within 7.
Well, a lot harder than what it was. He just, like you said, made it look easy. But the key is, can Power on this end get enough stops to make it relevant enough for Glenn Rice Jr. to do his thing offensively?
Oh, Clark.
Uh-oh.
Oh, White just threw his mouthpiece. He's been teed up in the championship.
2 of the referees for sure did a great job of communicating with us and understand the magnitude of the game, and not giving us text or anything. But when you throw your mouthpiece, when you do all that, you kind of take it out the referee's hands, and they have to call a technical foul.
Controlling emotions in late game situations is so critical. Yes, you're upset. We get it. Didn't get the call, but now it's a foul. It's a foul.
So he gets teed up, but Nancy Lieberman brings the fire on the foul.
She can't call it. She called it earlier. Remember I told her they used it earlier?
I guess you shoot the tech to go first.
You have to shoot the tech first because the tech is first. Now,
so 1 for 2 points. Earl Clark, good. And boy, does that hurt.
Oh, big time, because that's 2 points because of the foul. Potentially a 4-point possession for a Trilogy. Getting the little things, the mental things to win or lose games down the stretch. You have to be able to contain your emotions. And officials will let you get away with some things, but throwing your mouthpiece up in the stands is not going to be one of them.
Earl Clark taking it down the stretch. 3-pointer and championship point game for Trilogy. 47-35, New Jersey's own. We're back in 30 seconds after this. Trilogy, a 13-2 run. Glenn Rice Jr. Power needs to come back now. White doubled. Too much. Briscoe stays in bounds. Point game for Trilogy. Can win it here. Clark sizing up Mobley. Fouled. Shot no good. But he's going to get a 2-point shot with his team 3 points away.
No. This one to win. Well, yeah, because he does have to win it on this one. Yeah. If it was 48, the ball would be on the side. then another possession. Then if they got fouled again, then he would go to the free throw line. And the reason being, making the adjustment early in the history of the Big Three to not have to kind of finish the game on a foul like that at the free throw line.
That's why I was telling him at the free throw line, make the free throw, because he had missed the one before that. I said, make the free throw, we get the ball back, and it's game time.
To 1 point to win it.
Here we go. Point game for Trilogy. Winners in 2017, year one of the Big Three. Winners last year. Briscoe, stop and go to the rim. Got it! A championship trilogy. For the third time, Trilogy is the Big Three champion.
Let the confetti drop. Again, the little things down the stretch of the game for Trilogy. What benefited? The 5-point swing, and then guess what? The Trilogy was in the penalty. So after making the free throw, they were able to retain possession. And it was the man who began all of this for Trilogy, who set the table, was able to finish it off at the end, which is Isaiah Briscoe. On a little hesitation on Royce Wright right there, excuse me. I'm gonna take these two, walk off the court, give me my trophy and a ring.
Got Briscoe in there. They threw him the ball. I don't know how they ended up with Royce on Briscoe for game point, but that shows you how they wasn't focused, they was discombobulated, you know, and they knew the game was over.
So we go over to the podium. Jax, Steven, make your way to the podium when you get a chance up there with the trophy.
We want to thank our back-to-back champions, Trilogy, the first back-to-back champions in Big Three history, 3-time champs, 3 rings in 5 years. We got to give it up to Trilogy.
We back!
Let's go. Yes,
Back to back, more jewelry.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How was this year for you?
It's been a blessing. I just want to say this first. I dedicate this championship to Andre Emmett and his mother. We was able to retire Andre Emmett's jersey. He was a big part of the Big Three, so I dedicate this championship to him and his mother. But second, I got some talking to do. Okay? I really feel like we lost our best player in Jerry Jack. Finished #1 in regular season and won a championship. I think we deserve MVP and Coach of the Year, but I'll take this trophy instead. Shout out to my team. Shout out to the Big Three for another great event. Cube and Jeff, I love y'all to death. We coming back for 3, though. The first to 2 P's, we coming back for 3. Shout out to the team.
Earl. You got big shot down the stretch in the second half. What got you going in that second half?
Oh, man, all year I just look for the support of my guys. You know, I was open. You know, Briscoe, must-see TV. Of course, it's a lot of attention on him, so he just found me. I locked it down, squared up, knocked it down.
Isaiah, you've been blowing me off during the games, but you got it done. You're locked in. You were focused. What's this championship mean to you?
Nah, let me tell you something, because I got a lot to say right now. Stack should have got Coach of the Year. Swaggy is Coach of the Year. I should have got MVP, too hard to guard, whatever you want to call it. My man E got Defensive Player of the Year. We should have wiped everything, but it's okay because we got the championship. I'm good.
Yeah. And yes, Trilogy serving notice, Jim. They are the team to beat again. They won a 3-peat, but their 3rd ring in franchise history in a thorough title win today. More to come from Atlanta. Trilogy wins the championship of the Big Three.
See the shirt? You see them 3 things? I love it. And we coming back next year, we're going to get #4. For sure.
Man, we conquered. You know what I'm saying? put a lot in front of us, and we just kept walking them down. You know what I'm saying? We got good vets, great young players. We're coming back next year, man.
Let me call Jared Jack.
Jack! Yes, sir! Yeah, baby. I got another one. Hey, we back, dog. We everybody get it.
And again.
Let's go.
It was a great game. My dad did an amazing job coaching. Yes, we're winners.
This is big. All the celebrities came out of Atlanta. Another successful season
gonna stop
for the Big Three.
We ain't gonna stop. We gonna keep it going.
We coming back.
Who gonna beat us?
When we get the second one,
Who gonna beat us?
Coming back for the third one.
Who gonna beat us?
Yeah, we coming back.
They better get LeBron or somebody.
Yeah. Y'all better call somebody back in this league. We coming every year. We here to win and put on for the league. This league is gonna be successful because we gonna show up and play the right way. Trust me.
Let's give it up to these guys.
We got Hawk. Is probably, even though he don't play, he's the biggest supporter of anybody on the team.
Man, this has been a rough for everybody this past 2 years since the pandemic. But listen, I started here from day one with the Big Three. I had to grind. I had to get a reserve spot. I was drafted. I became a captain. I was undrafted. And then during the pandemic, I got shot in my shoulder. I still have a bullet in my shoulder right now. James White, one of my best friends, saw I was working hard getting back in the gym. He drafted me this year. Stack said, come on, Hawk, we here. They knew I wasn't going to be playing that much, man. Man, I love all y'all, man. I love all y'all.
We forever in debt to Q and Jeff for the opportunity, because a lot of people that's fans of guys like us, they don't even think about opening this door. So the fact that they did open this door, it means everything.
Yes, sir!